Oscar season is upon us, so today I thought that we could take a look at what's been nominated for Best Picture. I could give you my little review or overall thoughts of the movie and see whether or not I agree with what else it's been nominated for. I apologize for the lighting, my room light has blown. I mean, this is alright, this is kind of like atmospheric, you know? I also apologize for being wet. It's raining outside, in case you couldn't tell. So I don't really have these ranked, but I'll just go ranked by memory of how much I enjoyed them, or I guess letterbox rating. You can go follow that please in the description, that would be great, because I do awesome stuff on my letterbox, like have very specific lists such as 25 Oscars with all the best picture nominees right up the front. Let's do it. My least favorite of the bunch was Frankenstein. I don't know if this is controversial. I do really like the book. This was a super weird and wacky interpretation of Frankenstein, but I just don't really think that Del Toro's style works with the universe of Frankenstein. A lot of people really seem to love this movie. I have no idea how Jacob Elordi has been nominated for Best Actor for that is just insane to me. It's insane. Okay, he can't act. I'm sorry. Okay, I get that he's hot, but he can't act. And he wasn't even, like, acting in this. I think Oscar Isaac did a pretty good job, but besides that, I really just wasn't conveyed to follow anything that was happening. I just kept bringing myself back to the book and how much I enjoyed that and how weird of an experience this movie was being. I gave this a 5 out of 10. I know you can't see that, but just trust me on that. Okay. I don't know what else it's been nominated for, but I thought the costumes and set designs were really cool, so I guess it's got that going for it. Alright, that's out of the way. Coming in at my number 2 from the bottom spot, another controversial one, I would believe, I have Hamnet. Now, before I start reviewing this, okay, don't be telling me that I don't get Shakespeare and that I'm too young. Dude, I'm allowed to like Shakespeare, okay? I love classic books, I love poetry, I love Shakespeare. Hamlet is one of my favorite pieces of literature of all time, okay? Just one of the most best written characters ever, I would argue. But if there's one thing that I like more than literature, it's film, okay? And this film wasn't it. This film is pretty much based around Shakespeare's child that passes away, who he names Hamnet, and this eventually inspired him to go on to write Hamlet. Once again, before you start getting angry at me, there were definitely things to appreciate. This film was so well acted and well written, obviously. I thought the director did a really good job. I haven't seen any of her other works. Oh yes, I have. She did Eternals. Oh, she's doing a Dracula adaptation as well. Once again, I seem to be way in the majority here. This has a 4.2 average rating on Letterboxd, so I just honestly thought that once again, it was boring. I couldn't get behind it. The best thing about the movie was at the end when they did a little Hamlet recreation. I thought that was really cool. Again, super well acted, but it's really long, and I didn't care about what was happening on the screen. Hey, get a bit closer. So I don't really think that this is gonna get Best Picture. I think Jessie Buckley might get Best Actress. And while I'm scrolling through here, can I just say, it's mind-boggling that no other choice didn't get an international feature film nomination. Anyway, I gave this movie a 5 out of 10, so sorry guys. Alright, coming in at my number... Wait, how many are there? Coming in at my number 8 spot, I have The Secret Agent. Ugh, did I just not get this film? Maybe. I think the only thing that it deserves to be nominated for is Wagner Moura, I think I'm pronouncing that right, as Best Actor. But the rest of the film, I wasn't invested in what was happening. I couldn't get behind the characters. I don't think there was much to go on. I think it's like an interesting story or an important story. I just don't think it was represented in a very suitable or engaging way. There were odd editing choices and music choices that really, you know, messed with the tone. I think this was extremely well acted and directed. Certain elements had me engaged, but then there would be other elements that were long-winded and took me out of the experience. But yeah, I didn't have much to say about this one. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Coming in at my number 7 spot, again, controversial. By that reaction, you probably know that I was talking about sentimental value. Okay, this may have been my fault because I was super hyped up about this movie. I didn't get around to watching this movie until last week, I think this was the last Oscar-nominated movie that I watched, and it had so much buzz around it. I was like, I'm expecting to be emotionally impacted by this film, and I just wasn't. But I can tell you some of the things that I adored about it. The writing, fantastic. I loved it. Great script. Elle Fanning, oh my god. I think she got nominated for Best Actress, which she absolutely deserves, or Best Supporting Actress. I really hope she gets that. She did so good. Such a gripping, compelling performance. I also think, Alexander Skarsgård? No, Stellan Skarsgård. Great actor. He's so good. In everything I've seen him in, he's just fantastic. He knows how characters work. He knows what his character's about. He did great. I thought this was like super long. I think it could have been cut down. This was like a 90-minute film. I think it would have been great. It would have been great, but there were so many scenes that just dragged on, and I really wanted to love this movie. I really did, but couldn't bring myself around to it. It wasn't bad by any means. There was a lot to appreciate about it from a filmmaking perspective, but as far as the plot and story goes, I just wasn't interested. Oh shit. Oh, I may have made a mistake here. Whatever. Coming in at my number 6 spot, I have a movie that I have no idea how it snuck its way in here. And out of everything, if I was ranking these by how much I think they deserve the nomination, this would be at the bottom. But I did enjoy this movie more. Obviously, we're talking about F1 here. How the hell did this get nominated? I don't know what's going on with the awards this year, but they must have just been like, what's everyone been watching? Cool. Get that in here. F1's not a bad movie. Just like sentimental value, from a technical perspective, it's a masterpiece. I'm pretty sure that this is the same guy that directed Top Gun Maverick. It is. You can tell that with all the racing scenes, right? The cinematography, the camera work, how the racing scenes are composed, how they're shot. It's tense. It feels dangerous. There's fantastic camera work that makes the track seem claustrophobic, followed by camera work that shows you how fast the cars are going around the track. So all the racing scenes are just phenomenally well done. But the rest of the movie, there is nothing to write home about. The characters are bland, okay, that they're bleak as. It's all right, everything. Like, if it wasn't for those top-notch racing scenes, this wouldn't be a very good movie, I'm afraid. Like, Brad Pitt did all right, but Damson Idris, nah, he just was not doing it for me. It's all right. It's also 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Why is it so long, dude? But honestly, I'd probably put sentimental value above that, but I just sort of forgot that it was even nominated, so apologies on my end for that. Coming in at number 5, another movie that I have no idea how it was nominated for Best Picture, but one that I really enjoyed, Train Dreams. This movie is so cute. Oh, well, some of it is. It's a super lovely, loving outlook at life. It also shows you the darkness of life, and then it hits you with this freight train. And you're like, oh, damn, okay. The best thing about it is showing you, when you're happy but you're struggling, you don't know it then, but that's the moment that you're going to be grateful for, because when you literally have nothing at all, those are the moments that you look back on. Absolutely fantastic. I just don't think it's Best Picture. It absolutely deserves cinematography. It's a super heartfelt film about life. It's impactful. The aesthetic was fantastic. I didn't really like the ending. Besides the ending feeling a bit forced, I think this movie is great. It's really good. And it's pretty hyped up. People really seem to like this movie. I didn't think it would hold my attention span, but it really did. Experiencing life from a different time period through someone else's lives, but still being able to relate to it, so many years later. There's probably a lot of subliminal messaging that people can pull apart from this movie, which is great, which is probably why it is so well received. But I gave this a 7 out of 10. Coming in at my number 4 spot, a movie that really surprised me getting any nominations at all, Begonia. Yorgos Lanthimos has quickly become one of my favorite directors, especially of recent times. Poor Things is one of my absolute favorite movies, and I love how much recognition it got. Poor Things is just a messed up, odd, artsy movie. I love it. I also love The Lobster, The Favourite. Yorgos Lanthimos is such a fantastic director when it comes to portraying emotion. Really, he can portray emotion, aesthetic, anything he wants you to feel just through his cinematography, which is really impressive. But the stories that he tells and the way that he tells them is great. I still haven't watched the three like short film one, Kinds of Kindness, but I will get around to it. He seems to have an odd obsession with Emma Stone, which is fine because she is my favorite actress. So, you know, having this dynamic duo at their age is great. Begonia is no exception. This is definitely not a traditional Yorgos Lanthimos film. Actually, I don't even know what a traditional Yorgos film is at this point, because he's made things like The Favourite, and then Poor Things, and then The Lobster, Killing of a Sacred Deer. I've heard, like, all these things are so different, but they do all have a refined, renowned style. So Begonia, I'm glad it's getting such good recognition. The acting was absolutely fantastic through the roof. I'm surprised Emma Stone got nominated. I don't think she's going to win. She deserved the Poor Things win. I'm surprised that Jesse Plemons didn't get nominated. That is really surprising. He was fantastic in this. This movie's super tense all the time. It's got that weird style, but it's like, it also really relates to what's happening in the world today. Like, this is the most modern I've seen Yorgos come. But yeah, this movie's obviously batshit insane, like all Lanthimos films are, which is great. This is another movie where it's really surprising that it held my attention. I don't like have a bad attention span or anything, but having a film where most of it is set in the same space and most of it's dialogue heavy can be really difficult. When it's pulled off right, they become my favorite movies, like 12 Angry Men. When they're not, they become not so good, like The Hateful Eight. But yeah, Begonia really seemed to pull it off. Yorgos really went heavy into the writing here. This seems to be a super wide release, widely accepted movie. 1 million people have seen it on Letterboxd. It has a 4K release here in Australia. What? That's insane. That's never happened for a Yorgos film before. Poor Things doesn't even have a release here. And the ending. Wow. I sort of knew that is where the film was going, but I was like, wow, he's gonna be ballsy if he pulls it off. And he did. It's super weird, but hey, it fits. There were some really dope underlying themes that you can pull apart, just like every Yorgos film. His films tend to get better upon rewatch, so I don't think this is an exception. It's a great addition to the Yorgos title, and I gave it a 7 out of 10. Okay, coming into the top 3. Okay, prepare yourself, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to rustle some feathers, okay? You all know what the top 3 remain to be. You all have an opinion on what you think is number 1. Okay, so please don't hate me for this. This is just my opinion. I love the next movie that's coming up. I think it's great, but I know people are dying over this movie. Coming in at my number 3 spot, I have Sinners. Here's my problem with Sinners. I think it's overrated. People are saying that it's a timeless masterpiece classic. It really is not. It's a great movie. It's not a masterpiece by any means. This movie is fantastically shot. Cinematography was so good. The IMAX shots, oh my god. Michael B. Jordan did a great job. Michael A. Jordan did a great job. The music was fantastic. The use of songs as well incorporated, that was great. The barn scene, like that everyone talks about, fantastic. The plot was great. Turning it into a vampire film was great, but honestly, I think that's where the film struggled the most. The vampire plot could have been a bit stronger. It wasn't bad. Again, just calm down, okay? I love this movie. I'm allowed to have opinions on it as well. This movie is flawed, okay? And don't say that I just don't understand cinema or I didn't get the message, because I think it's flawed. The ending is so stupid. It's such a tonal shift and it breaks so much immersion from what you have just witnessed. I don't know why they included that. And everyone's like, oh, it's so smart. It's just odd to have that in there. It came out earlier this year and it's such a refreshing experience where it's not Hollywood slop. It's a great movie to watch. It's new, it's different. And that's why people start glazing it. That's where we're like, holy, this is so good, because it's been a while since we've seen something like this. It's the best movie ever made, but it's not. It did so much stuff great. I think it's a fantastic movie. I just think it has a lot of hype around it. I don't think it lives up to that expectations. What I will say is this is my pick for Best Picture. Not because it's my favorite, I just think it's going to win Best Picture. It's been nominated for 16 things, which it broke records for. I think this is an important staple in cinema as well. It is redefining. Sinners is great. I gave it an 8 out of 10. It obviously deserves everything it's been nominated for. You can see the effort and the passion that went into this movie, so It's definitely deserving of it. It is also my favorite movie from Ryan Coogler. And now we have the battle between the two. Okay, so let's just peel the band-aid off. Coming in at my number 2 spot, I have Marty Supreme. I only got to watch this movie like a few weeks ago. Like it only got released in Australia a few weeks ago, which is insane. But anyway, Marty Supreme is so fantastic. It's so well shot, directed, acted. Timothy Chalamet. Leo's got some competition, let me tell you. He really pulled it off, and I think Timothy Chalamet has already proven himself as an actor. He proved himself in Dune, he proved himself in A Complete Unknown, and now he's stapled his name in cinema. I loved the story that this movie was trying to tell and accomplished to tell as well. Different people are going to get different experiences from watching this movie. You know, some people see it as a never quit your dreams type movie, which is probably best case scenario. There's a lot to delve into and think about here, like, was Marty in the right? No, obviously not. Following Marty try and chase this dream that he wants so bad, and then seeing him finally achieve it, but then seeing what he's taken away from the people around him to achieve it, and then that ending when he's breaking down. By that point, you just don't know what to feel. You're like, what? And then that's how the movie ends, and it's great. I think it's so well shot. The set designs, fantastic. The scenes where they're playing table tennis, I could have just watched that for 3 hours straight. Oh, the needle drops. Oh my god, fantastic. I haven't seen needle drops this good in any movie ever. They were so appropriate. They fit. Every needle drop fit. It helped enhance the story. Like, there was just so much thought put into that. Tyler, the creator, did a great job acting. Gwyneth Paltrow did great, and I hate her. Kevin O'Leary, the Shark Tank guy, he was in it. He did great. Now, my biggest complaint about this movie, and I know people are going to say, but I think this adds to it. That's fine. But there are a lot of things in this movie that stray from what is happening at the center. There's a huge subplot about Marty and the dog. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And I think it works well, but then you lose investment in what's happening and then start getting invested in the side plot. And then once that concludes, hooking you back into the main defining plot, that's where I struggled with the movie, and that's the only complaint I had about it. Once it started picking up its pace, then it was good. I think it particularly slowed down when Gwyneth Paltrow started giving Marty the jewels. That whole scene with the spanking and everything, that just felt like a huge stop sign for me personally. This was a riveting movie. Go check this out. It's fantastic. I gave Marty Supreme an 8 out of 10. So, of course, that leaves one last spot. A movie that made its way into my top 4, one battle after another. If I had a time machine, I would probably go back to my first time watching one battle after another. This might be a film bro movie, but I don't care. This is a movie that I can watch and watch and watch and watch and watch and watch again and never get bored. I have the 4K, and I'm gonna order the Steelbook that JB Hi-Fi did because I love it that much. The Steelbook wasn't available, obviously, when I bought it, the 4K, but now it is, so it gets added to my little collection there. I don't know if you can see that. I have the greats like The Matrix 4 and Joker 2. Literally, all I can say about this movie is how perfect it is. Can you look at this is my Letterboxd profile. Can you see that? It's Bob. I don't have a complaint about this movie, and a lot of people hate it. A lot of people can floor it. Obviously, the script was written so long ago where the themes, especially the political themes, seemed like such a exaggeration. You know, like Team America, where it was so extreme, where it could only be taken as a joke. But it being released today and these themes like making sense, that's just scary. It really did have such an important message to it, I think. Seeing it for the first time, I was just in awe. How it was shot, what it was shot on, it has a grindhouse feel. There was effort to make it look like there were flaws in filming, or at least it felt like there were flaws in the filmmaking because we're so used to what Hollywood's become. We're so used to, like, you know, these Netflix things that are just perfectly lit and everything super sharp so you can see everything, whereas this has got an insane color palette, one of the best color palettes I've seen in any film. There's overexposure issues especially when, you know, Bob's being chased in the car. The film just has an all-around dirty look to it, and all of it was intentional. I believe this was shot on 70mm VistaVision, so the color, it's just fantastic. I think you can appreciate everything about this film from like a critic level, pulling it apart. I think this is going to win Best Directing. I hope Leo wins Best Actor. He's my pick. And I think Sean Penn will win Best Supporting Actor, or Benicio del Toro. Tiana Taylor, fantastic job. She was already in it for a bit. And I think the underdog of the show was Chase Infinity. Obviously, I don't think she was acting as good as everyone else, but this is pretty much like a debut role, okay? She hasn't been in much. Being up there with the greats is a lot of work. Having to act beside Sean Penn and Leonardo DiCaprio, she did great. This movie's funny, it's tense, you can appreciate it from a casual viewing experience. That ending chase in the car, oh my god. Seeing that for the first time was literally the most tense thing ever. It's extreme, it's funny, the stunts were great. There's a stunt where Leonardo DiCaprio falls from a roof, and without cutting, you see what you would assume is a stunt double fall down, but without cutting, Leonardo DiCaprio gets up and walks towards the camera. Insane stuff. The direction here. Paul Thomas Anderson is another director with such a refined style, but proceeds to make something different every single time. Like, compare this to The Master. This is my favorite movie of the year. It's one of my favorite movies of all time now, and I don't think it's going to get Best Picture again. I think that solely belongs to Sinners. One thing I'd also like to point out, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, fantastic job. I don't think he's going to get Best Actor. A noticeable effort went in, and I'm glad they didn't just pick another movie from the 5 bunch that they had. So that's my opinions on the Oscars. What do you guys think? Thank you all so much for watching this. Just quickly, I'd like to touch on the support that I got on my last video about Wuthering Heights. Oh my goodness, guys. I love you all so much. I'm going to try and take in a lot of the feedback that I got, mainly about the music, it being too loud or too distracting. I apologize for that. That's a note for my editor. Hi, I'm the editor. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't too distracting this time. Yeah, I got a lot of positive support on that, which I'm super grateful for. A lot of people hated that movie, and then a lot of people just seem to really support me and my content, which is great. It's great to see that. I hope you guys enjoy it. I also just got called an incel, like straight up, which, okay, maybe it's true, but you don't have to say it. This isn't even my most viewed video, but it has the most comments, it has the most likes, so thank you all so much. I can't believe how many of you are subscribing. Even my letterbox is getting followers, so just glad my Iron Lung video didn't blow up that big, or I would have been in trouble. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think of the Oscars. Will you be watching? I will be putting money on it, personally. Something that I do religiously every year. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. My short film channel's linked below. My letterbox is linked below. Appreciate you all watching. Thank you all so much again for the support. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Hope you all have a fantastical day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.